inspiration runs out. How do we re-up on something so very, very important for making anything happen in our life? How did I continue to do this for so many years where, frankly, many people stop their hobbies for more convenient excuses? Well, it really just comes down to having a curiosity for the world. If we continue to believe that there is more in this life, that there is more in us, that there is something just as great, if not greater, than what we have seen before, merely around the corner. If we stay children in our life, inspiration is everywhere. But really, I think we have to set ourselves up for it. Like, if we don't set ourselves up for staying inspired, staying motivated, having things in our life that push us, it's going to be very, very annoying to keep up anything consistent, because there's going to be times where we don't want to do it. And our emotions, though they shouldn't really be in control of our actions, ideally, in order to get shit done in life, fact of the matter is, why not use our emotions? Why not enjoy the process, right? Why not consistently find ways to improve our emotional state so that we can put the best effort in, so that we can stay as motivated as possible to persist beyond the immediate desire to sit down and do nothing. So where do I get this motivation? Okay, so I essentially pimped out my social media account, my personal social media. So the Terabify social media used to be my personal social media. So I have a lot of like friends from college and stuff there. But I decided, I was like, why not just stop following all the bullshit, all the things that are immediate satisfaction, all the things that are kind of unnecessary in my life, and why not start following things that will inspire me? Every time I'm on this thing, right, I might spend half an hour on it. Every time I'm on it, I want to have something there that's gonna get me motivated, get me inspired, keep me in the game, maybe. So that was one thing. That was very, very useful. I always try to advocate for that. I'm like, the social media thing doesn't need to be bad, right? It can be toxic, I suppose, but anything in life can be toxic. But really, like, having things on there that you actually want to follow, things that get you excited about life, things that make you curious, that's one thing. The other thing is my environment. So I have this nice lady behind me, always, when I'm making these videos. Always funny to see her, right? Beautiful lady. A star. But it motivates me. It inspires me. On the ground here, when I walk around, there's a bunch of stuff from our brother's house. But basically here, this is a game. This is carom. This is like pool for Pakistani Indian people. Right? So there's things in my environment that I literally walk around every day here. Right? There's some birds in the background. Look at birds. Pretty birds. Right? So there's things in my environment that I might have not put there purposefully, but the reality is, at some point in my life, I purchased that thing, wanting it to be in my environment. And I think a lot of us don't prioritize that. Like, we'll go out of our way to buy like a burger. We'll go out of our way to buy a video game, right? Like something that's going to be kind of there, but only passively there. Not even passively there, only temporarily there. And we don't really invest too much time in trying to make our environments actually exciting for us. Actually something that where we can look at something and be like, and laugh. or like enjoy a moment. Right? This life is a bunch of moments. So I've always tried to get things. I mean, I don't like go out of my way to buy these things, but if I find something that makes me laugh or something that makes me curious, I'm very inclined to see that as almost an investment in my mental state. So that's been really useful. Pimping out my social media, pimping out my environment. I read a lot. And a lot of the time, I try to stay curious about people. And it's really difficult, if you are on this road with me, to stay curious about people and not to be judgmental about people. Because frankly speaking, I made a video about logic a while ago. Frankly speaking, our logic will drive us to judge people, right? We'll come across certain archetypes, we'll come across certain people that are living lives that remind us of other lives, and we want to put them in a box, sure. But the cool part to me about people is that though they can be hampering for progression and kind of this, I guess, your mental state, potentially, you can use them as inspiration by being genuinely curious about how they feel in life. So I love to psychoanalyze people. I've been called intense by people that I love, by strangers, I've been called what is that word? Extra. I've been called so extra in my life before, which is cool, right? Let them dig it, sure. But it's the way that I'm happy, man, woman, them, right? At the end of the day, what does it matter if one person says you're so extra, you're so this, you're so that? Because oftentimes they say this to me because I've given them an experience that is often unique, memorable, in a good or bad way, sure, but memorable nonetheless. And so I'll give you an example. I went to a dinner the other day, and it was like, a family friend, whatever. And there was people at the table that I didn't have very much time to interact with in the past. So I went out of my way to essentially psychoanalyze these people. I was like, okay, what do you do with your life? What are you curious about? What are things you do for fun? What are your thoughts about this and that? Poking kind of awkward subjects out of my own fun, out of my own satisfaction. Some may call it selfish. So be it. It wasn't out of malice. It was literally just out of entertaining myself. Which inspiration and curiosity are linked, right? Well, we will get as inspired as we are curious, because we'll constantly be looking for new things, and by virtue of looking for those things, along the way we'll stumble across something we haven't seen before. So it's a nice way to approach social relationships. It's a nice way to go into new settings, new environments with social people, or with people in general that you haven't met or haven't spent very much time in, kind of experimenting. Experimenters are essentially curious people, right? Scientists are curious people. Why not look at life like that? That's what's kept me inspired a lot of the time. So environment, social media, and having a curiosity about people. 3 wonderful things to keep you inspired. Nature inspires me. Nature has a wonderful way, and like natural organisms, like animals. I used to watch a lot of documentaries about animals and this and that, but I used to go for a lot of walks in the woods. And the reason that nature inspired me was because it was just so persistent. So persistent. Nature just exists, right? Like it has such sustainability in it. Like I look at an old tree and I think to myself, my goodness, I wish I had some of your wisdom. Nature has inspired me so many times in my life. And whenever I want to get away from this environment that I've created for myself, I go into the woods, because it's something older. It's something wiser than potentially the average human being. And though logic, the term logic, the concept of logic is a human creation, a lot of nature just makes sense. It just makes sense. And it's kind of relieving to see that something that functions for such a long time, something that functions so integratedly, so adaptively, that it's essentially functioning off the same thing that's in this dome, or in your dome, or in anyone's dome, right? Just used in a kind of a soulful way. So stay inspired, my friends. It will make it so that this path, this long journey up whatever mountain or down whatever valley that you have decided to travel in your life, that at every step of the way, there will be a magnificent thing to behold, because you have trained yourself to try to find the magnificent things, to try to find this inspiration, because you realize how much you need it. Hopefully you found this interesting. Smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Throw me a comment. What inspires you? Perhaps I can learn. Please teach me. Honestly, what inspires you in life? Throw me one word. And while you're at it, check out this video where I talk about this stuff in the background right here. Check out that video where I talk about, I have a conversation with my friends about friendships. Very fun conversation. Actualize your potential, Catalyst. This world needs you. Take care.